What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I just wanted to give you guys a quick little video update on what we've been doing with Frank the CTS-V drift car and the 3000, which is obviously missing. I'm sweating my butt off because I just finished cutting the grass and taking the wheels off of the CTS-V because I have a buyer coming up tomorrow morning for them. They're gonna be gone. I have the new hubs for the 5-lug swap, so they sent me 4 rear hubs. So I'm currently arguing with the company to get 2 front ones sent to me. So I can at least do a 5-lug swap on the rear, but that's not really any help to me overall. So Morgan and I started tearing apart more of the V. I just got it up on 4 jack stands, so the entire car is up in the air. And I started taking apart the engine with Morgan last night. So we got a lot apart. We got the intake manifold, valley cover, one of the valve covers, everything on the front, alternator, power steering pump, water pump, all that stuff. And got all the wiring disconnected up here on the top side of the engine. Now, looking down at this thing, it's pretty clean for a 237,000 mile engine. I don't know if you guys can see down there, but the cam obviously has a little bit of wear on it, you know, to go with the mileage, but we're gonna be replacing that. But I'm just really surprised on how clean it is up here under the intake manifold. Obviously it has plenty of oil leaks. The oil pressure sensor back here, while not working, is also leaking. So when this thing comes out, it's gonna get a deep cleaning and gaskets and all that. The intake manifold was leaking and all that jazz, and there's just oil residue everywhere. So aside from this thing, I mean, it ran great. It just had its leaks with age. You know, rubber gets hard, seals start leaking and all that. It's to be expected. But we're at a good point here, and you know, kind of like a good point to almost be ready to pull this thing out of the car, at least from the top side. There's a couple wires I need to fish out from this side, like the alternator wire, but I got to go into the car to fish that out and then disconnect and probably just pull off the starter. And then we're gonna pop the AC compressor off and the condenser here before we try and pull the motor. Now, I had mentioned in the previous video I'm gonna be doing a custom rad support with an angled radiator and all that jazz. So I'm gonna go ahead and end up cutting the rad support out so that'll make it a lot easier when it comes to pulling the motor. We'll be able to hook the hoist up that I actually just went out and bought last night and basically back the hoist, you know, lift the engine up high enough to clear the ABS pump down there. If I have to, I'll just pop that out anyways. And under the car, obviously I'll disconnect the drive shaft and stuff, but lift the engine up a little bit and then just kind of roll the hoist back, have all this stuff gone. So I'll be able to roll it back it up against the wall, and then I should have the motor and the transmission here where I can disconnect them and, you know, move the transmission out and then kind of swing the motor around over there. The other night we were going to the open shop night at Works Automotive that we co-hosted with him, and we were about 20 minutes away from home and that thing started giving me issues. It was a crazy, like, indescribable ringing sound. And it sounded like it was coming from the drive shaft shop, one-piece aluminum drive shaft. So we turned around, brought it home. I haven't driven it since. And I basically have that lined up to come in here, and that's gonna, you know, get put up on jack stands as well and get torn apart because that drive shaft shop drive shaft was supposed to go into this thing. And if it needs a rebuild or a refresh, you know, it's got to come out. The drive shaft that's in here is going to get a new carrier bearing, new guibo, and get put into the black car. So at the end of the day, the black car had to get pulled in here and have that drive shaft yanked off of it. So, you know, kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And at least it wasn't a catastrophic failure. The car still moves. I just got to get to the bottom of it. Hopefully it's not transmission related, but it goes into gear and all that and fine, and doesn't make any crazy noises from the transmission. It's just a sporadic noise from the drive shaft. So hoping something's maybe loose, or if the CV joint on that drive shaft shop unit is failing or whatnot, something that, I mean, I wouldn't mind paying the money and sending it back to DSS to have them do a refresh or rebuild or anything like that they may offer. Once the motor's out of this thing, it's gonna get a deep cleaning in the engine bay here. This engine bay is gonna get resprayed. We're gonna be moving some stuff around, gonna try and bring the ECU up from down in the wheel well right here. And I'm hoping I can maybe try and get it mounted up here because the intake will do, it won't be a big intake box. So hoping I can maybe get the ECU moved up if there's enough slack in the wiring and whatnot, because Morgan had a good point as this is where my bash bar bolts, and they basically share the bracket on the frame rail. If for some reason I have a front impact, it really puts my ECU at risk, and that could, you know, put us out of commission for a bit of time. So gonna try and move that, and you know, this whole bay will get sprayed. We have stuff coming. We have a lot of stuff coming. A whole gasket kit for the engine, a bunch of maintenance stuff, and all of that. And yeah, I just wanted to jump on, make a quick video for you guys, and just give you a little update. We're still out here working just about every day, but I haven't had anything really to put a full video together yet. But the 3000 is at Works Automotive. Brandon's taking care of it until the Freedom Factory. So Friday the 13th, we're gonna be at the Freedom Factory drifting. And you guys that are out there, you know, stop by the pit, say what's up. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel, like this video. I know it's a short one, but I just wanted to keep y'all in the loop, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, before I wrap this up, look at this. I just put this on the crank pulley, this socket, and I went to go see if it fit. Yo, the freaking crank pulley bolt wasn't even tight. It looks like this must have been off maybe at some point. This is a tortilla bolt, guys. You gotta replace them when you take them out. Jeez.